Hello?
Girl, what page you on?
What is your guys' next book that you started? Or are going to start?
Okay, I accidentally read two books over the week. No, I didn't finish the second one.
Dang.
I started Quicksilver.
Oh,
Okay, that's been
you
on
already
a
told me I was
wish
gonna love it.
list.
I finished Quicksilver. It was good.
Is it like cliffhanger? Like there's going to be another one?
It's um it's not it's kind of like a Sarah J. Maas like ending where it's like
It's complete,
not
but it's
It's
gone.
closed, but it's
it's not
open.
hello, I'm Resand cliffhanger or anything like that. It's more of just like you just want more story. Like everything is like
Yeah.
kind of buttoned up and okay. There's like a few ends where it's like, oh, I'm excited to see where they go with this, but that's it. It's like the one issue that I really had with it was the main character is it's like a enemies to lovers trope, which is fine. Um but like it's not very believable like that he's really an enemy. I like at this point because I think of Sarah J. Maas and then I think like even with Zayden, I'm just like I need that enemy to like really do something fucked up for me to not like him.
You need a dark romancy one.
Yeah.
So Kayla, how would you rate Kai? Because you just finished Reckless Powerless. Uh
That's actually what I'm gonna start next is the third book in that. Because you and I are gonna do our side off. Since Sam's got her new wonderful business and with the PCOS season here, which is the military moving season for everyone who's watching. Um,
PCOS, polycystic
no,
ovary syndrome.
PCS. I don't know where she
excuse
was
me,
gonna go.
I added too many letters into the acronym. Oh,
PCS, permanent change of station. Yeah.
that thing. Our schedules are going to be a little crazy this summer, but that's all right. Everyone can binge the old episodes. But it'll be the twinsies for a little bit and Sam with her new business, which we're so psyched about. Um, but we're gonna do I can't even think powerless and
Powerless,
reckless. Um,
powerful,
I
reckless.
loved, if you love those books, you're going to absolutely adore Lightlark and you're absolutely going to adore The Cruel Prince. The Cruel Prince you need to read. Like
I'll
if you
add it.
oh,
I
I
know my Goodreads is like
also
set
in The
right
Cruel
now.
Prince, Jude Duarte is a twin. It's her twin sister and her like so I obviously resonated very hard with Jude.
Oh goodness.
So I finished Quicksilver this weekend. I was dog sitting and like doing a lot of walking, so I like had a lot of time to listen while I was out for a walk. And it was like to decompress of it so much like high like energy stuff. So I'm like using it. So it was good. I recommend it. But I think it's the first in a series. I don't know if the other ones are out.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just not out on audiobook. So I don't know.
I
But it
haven't
was
seen
good.
any. Yeah.
Worth a read, but I feel like a lot of the tropes, like at this point, I think we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, been there, done that, which is fine. I don't mind rereading
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind those specific tropes, but it's like, okay, yeah, the Fae, they have tattoos, and then there's these weird things, and I'm like, yeah, these are the same in all of it. Like, we need some weird Fae. And there's like
I'm
vampire stuff, which is cool, but like not cool. I don't know.
I'm
Um,
so sick
I'll
of the
give you
tall,
some
dark,
weird
and
stuff.
handsome. I'm
yeah,
so tired of the tall, dark, and handsome. I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Give me an
I
ugly, creepy gnome. I want that. Just
You
kidding, I
want
don't want
a
that.
true, you want a true enemies to lovers.
The orcs rage.
The Orcs Rage, and this is like a very she's slowly coming in, but she is an indie author. Um, 5 stars. It was really good.
It's spicy?
It's spicy. True, like actual
Is he
enemies to
green?
lovers. He's
Is
green.
this some
how
Shrek
many
shit you're trying to fucking push off on us? You trying to
I
push off the
mean,
Shrek porn on us, Ashley?
Shrek porn.
her
Uh,
dinosaur Shrek smut?
there's a, or well, that's a true enemies to lovers. Um, And I did Bull Moon Rising, which was really good. If you're wanting fantasy with a little bit of a different twist, I guess.
Hmm.
Not necessarily the same Fae stuff that we're getting all the time. I'm going on vacation this week, so I've packed the next Barbarian Ice Planet
Oh
book.
my God.
I know it's gonna be awesome. I think I have the King of Envy. I bought a bunch of books that were on like crazy Amazon sale for like less than $6, less than 10. I'll say less than 10 for sure.
I
I got another one that's Promises and Pomegranates. I'll let you guys know how that one is.
I started a book called Lore of the Wilds. I don't know if you saw it. It was actually Rebecca Yaros like plugged the book on her Instagram and I was like, "Oh, interesting." And I went and read. It's good. It's good so far. I'm only on like chapter 4, but it's like it's a human inducted into like a fae or brought into a fae world. And so far, like we hate the fae, which is cool. I love it. And then I also accidentally started because I had like 6 credits on on Audible and I panicked. So I also started and I actually really like the beginning of this. It's called The River Has Roots. It's about like a family, sisters that live like, and they're in charge of like talking and singing to the willow trees. Um, so it feels like our Goose Girl kind of magic, Kayla. Like it feels like fairy tale, like not so like into like fae stuff that we're reading now. Um, or what else does it remind me of? Of like Neil Gaiman's like just like a fantastical no Stardust. It reminds me of Stardust a little bit. Like
Ooh.
just like
Stardust.
fantastical like fantasy, like just really pretty. It
Yeah.
sounds it's like literally just magical. So and I'm only on the first like chapter of that. But it's like really pretty so far.
Ooh. I love that we're using the word pretty to describe like like the
Mm-hmm.
story of our books.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like it's not the landscape, it's the world that has been built. Characters, plot, all of it is pretty. I
Kiki,
like it.
what's on your TBR?
The third book in the Powerless series. I have the seven husbands of
Adeline or
yeah, I have that in my TBR. That's what I'm gonna probably start next. And then gosh, I have so many, to be very honest at this point. I'm kind of just like picking the ones that like are at the top of the well, they're really at the bottom of the pile. So I'm picking the ones at the bottom of the pile so I can get to the ones on the top because it keeps adding. Um, I'm probably gonna reread Jane Eyre just because I got a new copy, like special edition copy of it, and she's sitting there waiting for me to crack her pages open. So I need to read, get some hard book reading in.
oh,
So
um that so couple weeks ago we donated a bunch of swag and stuff to a nonprofit auction. The baskets that we donated sold for 75 and I want to say the other one sold for over 50. So
if I
I
knew
just
how
want to say,
if I knew how to do that auction thing, so it's so confusing. There's no instructions on Facebook. I
oh
would have
yeah,
gone for
it's
my
just
own swag bag.
there was two of them too, but one of them was she's my doubles partner for volleyball, and she bought one of them, and I like cracked up. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna send you like a few other bucks to go in that pile because it was legitness. But it made me really happy that we were able to raise some money for a good cause. So high five, everybody.
Well, I feel like at this point we are just stalling because we don't want to start the we've been
Right,
putting off
I
this
got it. I got it. I'll
recording.
start us.
Well, no, I feel like we've just been putting this recording off because for me it's like this is the end of Crescent City and I don't want it to be.
I mean, we are getting a new ACOTAR book in the fall, so maybe we'll see the Bryce Crescent City crew come back. The Triple C Crescent City crew. I need a t-shirt that says that.
All right. Well, without further ado, let us start.
You want me to do it?
You can go for it.
All right.
I feel like it's only fitting you started this
I
series if you
started
end it.
it. I got it. All right. Welcome back, Girl, What Page You On listeners. This is the final episode of Crescent City, Part 3, Flame and Shadow. It has been a heck of a journey. I'm pretty sure Kayla and Sam have fallen in love and can't let go just yet. But before we discuss the ending, Kayla, what do we got?
It's a spoiler warning. If you haven't finished the other parts of the book, don't, because then you get to this part and it's super sad and I'm very depressed and I just don't. But if you haven't read the last part of the book, don't watch this episode. Just stay in wedded bliss with Crescent City forever. But if you have, then I'm going to put you off to, or put you on to our 33rd debrief.
So we are talking today. I don't know if you guys there you go. We are talking today about chapters 65 to the end, part 3, The Ascent, Crescent City, House of Flame and Shadow, last book, last part. We're all just dragging our feet because we don't want this to end. We want to stay in Crescent City forever. But alas, here we go. We pick up right after Morven's castle is destroyed. The full crew is back together. Bryce, Hunt, Rune, Ethan, Hypaxia, Flynn, Declan, Therian, Lydia, Baxian, and Sathia are together again. Okay. Hypaxia brews an antidote for the parasite that the Asteri had been using to suppress magical powers through the water supply. The result is everyone's powers are fully restored and they discover new strengths that they didn't even know they had. Bryce travels to Nenya to open up the rift between worlds. She makes contact with Nesta and trades her parents for the Mask of the Dead. She wants to keep them safe before the inevitable chaos erupts. Meanwhile, Ethan meets with the wolves to reveal the truth about the antidote. The Prime shows up and declares Ethan his heir, which sends Sabine into a rage spiral. She kills the Prime, then Ethan kills her, and now Ethan is officially the Prime of the Wolves. Go, Ethan. I literally clapped when this happened. Ethan also gets a final moment with Connor in the underworld. Connor can't speak back to him, so it's a one-way conversation, but he secretly passes Ethan a bullet for Bryce to use. Ethan sees rage. I literally went from like 0 to 100 here, and he kills the Underking. He freezes the Underking with his ice powers, and then Hypaxia like finishes him and shatters him into a million pieces. And then Hypaxia, because she finished off the Underking, takes her rightful place as head of the House of Flame and Shadow. Boy, bye. Declan now blasts every device across Midgard with leaked footage of Bryce and Micah's showdown the year before and live streams Bryce and Hunt explaining the truth of the Asteri and their control tactics. Lydia and Rune showdown with Pollux, who has captured her sons. And there's too much to summarize here. We have to deep dive this later because it was emotional damage. Then it's time for the final showdown with the Asteri. Hell's army is raised. Bryce uses the mask to summon the dead. She and Hunt face off against Rigelus and the Asteri in a very intense and very chaotic battle. Bryce teleports back and forth between fighting and the power core. And then she gets to a point of burnout. So her magic burns out and she decides that she's going to make the call and she's going to teleport in solo to face Rigelus and deliver the final blow to the power cores. She fires Connor's bullet into the core, creating a black hole that sucks in Rigelus herself and the other Asteri. Cue a slow motion, zero gravity space brawl, which was not on my bingo card for this book, by the way. Bryce then kicks Rigelus away from the portal, but as he's tumbling away, she realizes she can't make it back in time, and she starts freezing to death as she floats, powerless and inching closer and closer to death. that's when our boy Hunt shows up. He's in a mech suit that's powered by Shahar's ghost. Very sweet. We get a little closure there. And he rescues her. Bryce is then revived in a bit of a dramatic and emotional scene. The book ends with Bryce crowned as Queen of the Fae, the Avalon and Valvaran Fae. But in true Bryce fashion, she announces the end of the noble houses and the dawn of a true democracy. And that is a very brief. We need to deep dive a lot of things right here, ladies. Like, oh my God, so much happened in this last part.
I feel like there was so much that happened that the last chapter, I was just like, that's it. Like I felt almost let down
A little
because
anticlimactic, right?
yes, like I mean, I'm so happy they get a nice calm ending. Everyone needs that break after some emotional drama. Um, and
Emotional
then and
damage.
then all I thought of when you were talking about like Ethan, like was finish him from like Mortal Kombat. Finish him. That's all I was thinking of, which is also what I thought in my head. Like I was like, for some reason, Elise Myers, I definitely like I just had this like moment of kind of imagining how she probably read this book and get to that part where it's like they're fighting like this. But
I feel
yeah,
like for so much that happened in this series and in this book, it was a little anticlimactic ending. I definitely want to talk about it. I don't know if you want to get into it now, but I was like, girlfriend, you can't just dethrone everyone. Everyone's gonna be pissed off. What's your structure? Like, what's your governmental structure? You need a plan. It's fine. Like, I get that she wanted to kind of like tie up those loose ends, but I'm like, okay, well, maybe there was a different way we can get this without just like dismantling the whole system.
yeah. And like, I mean, all I was thinking was like you're queen of both Fae Kingdom, essentially. I'm gonna call them townships. She's queen of both townships, so she's essentially the mayor. And then her friends are the other mayors of the other houses. And I mean like a mayor, like mayoral, not mayor as in crap, I can't even think of his name.
Varian.
I
Varian.
slowly am like
A
inching
Varian.
closer to the camera, like, get it out, Kayla.
But yeah, like there, I mean, you all literally just overthrew all the bad people. So yeah, I'm with you, Sam, because like I was just like, so what, like, where's your government standing right now? Like how, like you, that's why I felt like it was like kind of left off. Like there's more needs to be talked about.
Well, I'm just thinking like the whole entire, like all of the Fae have been so used to this for centuries, right? And everybody's got like this pomp and circumstance view of the power system, the caste system that they've created. And it's just like, okay, well, who's going to step up to be voted in except for your friends who are all of royal blood? Like, where's the plan? Have
Yeah.
you guys ever
Also,
seen
like
the
having them in power would be enough change anyway,
Yeah.
Yep, I
you know?
agree.
Have you guys ever seen The Flash, the TV show with Grant, what's his face? There's a scene that's been used a bunch for like memes and stuff, but it's Captain Freeze or Captain Cold, whatever. It's Captain Cold. He's like, create the plan, uh, execute the plan, throw the plan away, create a new plan, throw that plan away, and just go with it. That's Bryce's plan.
Um, I'm sorry. It's gonna be off of our notes. But do y'all get my picture about who my Hunt Athalar is?
Yes, we saw it. Yeah, I could
This
see it. He was a good pick.
for anybody who's watching. This is my Hunt Athalar. I have no idea what he's from. He's on some of the one of those like weird little smut
Passion
things.
flicks
I had to
video.
snapshot his picture of the little commercial thing, but that's Hunt Athalar in my head. Like that's like
I
again,
mean, he's a good pick for sure. Speaking of Hunt, Hunt wielding the mask.
yeah,
Thoughts?
that kind of took it away from. like it being a girl power.
I wanted to be a girl power.
I don't know
I
why.
Wait, no. What I want to talk about is Hunt could wield the mask because he had sex with Bryce the night before, and she had a little bit of her went into him. I was like, what in the fucking fuck is happening right now?
I
That's
was
just
like that too, and
insane.
I was just like, wait. Like it got very, I got what she meant, but the whole description of the power swap was confusing. Um,
I
but
suck
yeah,
asking questions.
the light, yeah, that I was with you, Sam, because I was just like, okay, like I get you both share power now, which
Maybe they're mated now, right? Like, I don't know. They were mated for a while. It's just like there's this like constant, there's always this like trope of like mates, which is great. I honestly love it. Um, but it's just so funny. It's like, oh, like sometimes it's described as like, oh, they're scented on you, but now it's like a piece of her went into him.
yeah, it was very backwards almost.
I'm just like, this is
I
just so
mean,
insane. It's just so insane.
you guys just gave me like the worst view ever.
Yeah.
I'm
Imagine
like,
us reading it in a graphic audio book.
oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm just thinking of like maybe when he went down on her, some into him.
No, they said specifically when
They were
they,
pegging.
yes, and they both at the same time, a little bit of her went into him, and a lot of him went into her.
Oh God. It was
Um,
so bad.
Drama.
it was
It's just
very,
funny. It's just funny as like this is how we've chosen to explain this. I thought it was hilarious.
I
it was
Um,
mean,
awkward.
they did get the mask from Nesta, and we know how Nesta and Castian went after each other, so are we really not surprised?
maybe it's not the mask of death. Maybe it's the mask of kink.
I mean, that I'm
I
yeah.
feel like Cassian and Nesta
Hold the
probably
headboard.
used it.
What were your guys' thoughts of them using the mask to bring back the Legion? I called them the Legion. I can't
I
remember.
liked that. I liked
Yeah.
that. It was very the mummy.
Yeah. And
I
then
was
they were
thinking
like,
Lord of the
now you're
Rings.
in control. Yeah,
Or
I
Lord of
like
the
it.
Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Like Aragon going and fetching him with the
Yeah, that's what I was
book.
thinking. Was like the Lord of the Rings scene where it's just like that. Oh, like they come off the boat and they're like he holds the sword. Like that's what I saw with the mask.
Yeah.
It's a great scene.
It's a
So, and
fantastic scene.
Lydia and Rune finally together at last.
But they had a huge showdown with Pollux, which is
Yeah.
also kind of confusing. So like they're going to find Lydia's sons who they know Pollux stole, right? And then Rune like knocks Lydia out because he wants to save her and doesn't want her to have to go deal with him. But then Rune gets trapped by Pollux, and then Therian shows up and helps Lydia. It's just fucking chaos.
It's very backward. And like, I would be, if like I'm with Lydia, I'd be effing pissed because I'm a strong woman. My power rivals beyond yours, which I mean, can we kind of
And
take a
she had
vote?
like a secret power that like came out, right?
Yeah, like her flame, like she's actually a flame power. So we all agree that Lydia's power would overrule Rune's, right?
At
Like
least in
I
like
think
I think like each power has a advantage and devantage. Like there are
Disadvantage.
powers that are designed for certain combat roles,
Hmm.
and Lydia had the advantage, I think, personally.
What's
Like
Rune
Rune
gonna
did not
do?
have it.
What's
And
Rune gonna do? Talk sexy to
exactly.
him to death?
Yeah.
and
Be a
his
star prince.
sensual voice without his lip piercing, he doesn't have that no more. So I
But
mean,
they end but they end up getting the kids back.
yeah,
And then Lydia pieces out to go fight in the battle more and like makes Rune protect her sons and take them to safety. But then her sons, it's cool we get to see a little bit of them. They're like, no, my mom is so brave. Like they got to see that. And I think that's like a nice redemption arc for them because she's always been fighting for them, even if they didn't feel like that to her kids.
Hmm.
Um, and then Rune gets to spend time with them before the battle's out, and they're like, no, 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 we need to go fight too. What can we do? And it's just like really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that little bit of bonding between them. And I also loved the ending when the boys are going back to their dads and Rune just like enters Ace's mind and was just like, I know, like whatever he said, I forgot what it was, but I just love like Ace turns around, he's like, oh, what was that? And, like he's like, I'm imagining it. But like I kind of like the bonding moment between the two of them. Um, but yeah, I'm happy that because we did not think Rune was making it out of this book alive. Or Lydia.
Yeah.
We didn't know who was gonna
Yeah.
die. Luckily enough, neither of them died.
Did anyone die?
I don't think so, which thank God, because my
Um,
emotional roller
uh,
coaster
I
was
mean,
strong.
Danica died pretty early on. That one
um,
was like,
Connor.
whoa.
yeah, and
Connor.
the cousin.
Oh, you know who died? Jessica Baroga.
Oh yes. But that was kind of like,
That was really cool.
yeah, it was like a Dumbledore moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jessica, who's like kind of been this like through the whole series, they're like, Jessica's super powerful. She'll turn people into animals. But like we always see a side of her, like clearly she loves Bryce. Like maybe she's a hard ass, but clearly she loves Bryce and like, clearly she has her own motives. And I think she's got like good values, right? She's got a nice compass. But Jessica, who is apparently second in command of the House of Flame and Shadow, had made a deal with the Underking to or had been cursed, I think, by the Underking, right? To have to live forever, or cursed by someone to have to live forever. And so she, in reviving Bryce, she actually gives up her life for Bryce, right? And it's just like a really cool moment because it wasn't like it was sad and it was like full circle, but she was like, no, I've lived long enough. It's time. Like she deserves to live. Like she deserves this. And it was more of like, but you're freeing me from this actually. And it was just a really cool moment. And
I want to find
Jessica,
out if we get to see like Jessica's backstory in like the Throne of Glass series, because I feel like she fits in with that really good.
Ooh, that's probably a good point. Maybe she does.
Because I know like there's like the 13 witches in the series.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if we get to see Jessica or not.
Have
Since
you
we
read
haven't read
Throne of
it, I don't
Glass?
know, but
Oh, okay.
I just like I'm hoping because all the books are connected somehow. So and I know a lot of people do tandem reading. Um, but it'll be interesting if we get around to covering that, if we'll get to see her. But I really like, and I love the fact that she left the library to Bryce
Mm-hmm.
or the archives, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the library.
Yeah.
But and I think maybe our favorite moment out of the whole book,
Her
Nesta
and Nesta,
and and Amber.
I
What the
love
heck?
that so much, and it was so hard not to talk about it
It
with
was
you
that's
guys.
It was very cute. Like I kind of like I just love that because Nesta knew her mom, where the other girls didn't really get to have that with their mom. Like they had her for a short time, but Nesta got the most with her. So I think that was like that's kind of nice that Nesta got that. Um,
Well, Nesta
I
had
still
like a love-hate relationship with her mom because her mom like forced like you are the eldest daughter. You will have to marry for money. You will not marry for love.
yeah,
You
but
are
I mean Nesta
responsible for
also
bringing this
left her
family.
youngest sister to fend for the family.
Oh, don't get me wrong, plenty of issues happening, but it made me happy to see the connection between the two. I also want to know if Nesta and Cassian are officially married,
Yes,
and two, are they invited to Bryce and Hunt's wedding?
probably not. They're already mated, like they already said they're married, so I don't think that we're getting that. I think that the masquerade ball thing was them their wedding. Like that's we are mates. We are man and wife. We are done.
Nah,
Um
she's having a wedding. Boy,
um
I love that Nesta, that Ember, like I just imagine like Bryce coming through the portal and Ember's like, Ugh, what are you doing here? You're interrupting our conversation. It was so, like I was just like, oh my God, like so funny. And then Ember is like, oh, Asriel, take care. Like she's just like momming Asriel, and it's like Asriel's just this like shadow, like grumpy
Like, I'm
man.
400 and some odd years older than you, woman.
Right, yeah, yeah. And she's just like being mom. I just love it. It was so good. It was so good.
I
It was,
also
yeah.
I didn't understand the whole like, oh, you better leave. Reese is gonna be pissed. Reese is gonna kill you. You better like. I never understood that because like,
Bring it, bitch.
obviously, Az and Cassian are like okay with her, and like Nesta's okay with it. Like, I get him and Nesta just hating each other. That's never gonna go away. But it's also like the two siblings. Like they act legit like siblings. So I just want to say that. But I didn't understand like, oh well, you better go before Reese gets mad. Like I didn't understand that because Reese is probably like wants to meet her not as like a bad person, but like wants to meet her knowing that they trusted her enough with this information, like with this stuff. Um,
I don't know.
so
I feel like there's always, like I was saying this earlier when I was talking about Quicksilver, but I feel like there's always this like, oh, he's grumpy and bad and blah blah, but he never does anything actually mean or bad or cruel. So it's like, okay, whatever, Reese. He's just like a puppy dog to me. He's like, okay, yeah, whatever.
I
You got
agree.
teeth, but you're not using them.
Just
I
want to
agree.
remember he threw an innocent girl under the bus
For his
On
in the
mate,
form of
accident,
Amarantha.
for his mate though.
I
but he
don't
did
give
it
a
on
shit. He's still a
accident.
dick.
I
He
mean,
Like,
didn't know it was a real name. They go back and they say that he didn't know it was a real name.
I don't care. He's full of shit. I like Farah and Reese together, and I love the story, but Rasanne's still a dick.
What?
that's because she's
I'm a cast
a
girl.
Nesta lover.
Arguably, Nesta is
A
the
bitch.
worst. She's the
True that.
worst.
But she's also had the most character development out of everybody too.
No,
No,
don't get me
she's just a
wrong. I
bitch.
like her the most because she is the worst. Don't get me wrong.
Yes. She's Lady Death for a reason.
I love her. But yeah, Rhysand is just not, he's just like, there's nothing bad about him.
Yeah. I was confused. I'm like, what's he gonna do? Thanks for the Star Sword and the mask being returned. Appreciate it. Catch you later. Like,
I
what's
think
there
it's
for him to be angry about?
I think I'm with Sam. Like I think he's like a big old puppy dog and to be very honest, if he is mad, I think he's mad that he didn't get to meet them. Like he didn't get to
Yeah.
be there for the epic moment that
Maybe he
it
just
turned
wants a
into.
pair of hot pink sneakers. Like, who knows?
Or maybe he doesn't know Nesta gave Bryce the mask, and maybe he doesn't know, and they would be like, yo, Rhysand's gonna be pissed when he finds out this thing was gone for a whole 48 hours.
That could be. Like it wouldn't be mad at Bryce. He'd be mad at Nesta
Yeah.
again.
And Nesta's like, yo, I was disinvited to Winter Solstice once. I cannot do it again.
But let's remember, like, Nesta and Reese's relationship took a turning point
With their
when
son.
Nyx was
Yeah.
born. And him throwing the absolute best wedding possible, whatever she wanted, she got as kind of like thanks. I think Nesta's if like there's a relationship that's better than ever. I feel like Nesta and Reese have a better relationship than what she's had with Elaine in the past few books, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I would
Is
agree.
it?
I kind of
Yeah.
agree with that. I also think that they're the most open with each other about like how
Yes,
they
they're
feel
honest.
because they hate each other.
I
Speaking of
love the banter.
relationships, Tharian and Sathya, she
Okay,
just
I feel like there's going
pieces
to be
out.
another book.
She just pieces out on him to go save her old boyfriend, or it seems like maybe.
Sam, what is it that I always told you? Like when we were dating and stuff like that. Do you remember what it was I always told you? When you break up with someone, don't go back to them unless like you broke up because you were long distance. I will give you on that one. But do not if otherwise,
You broke
the
up for a
reason why you
reason.
broke up with someone, the reason's still there. People don't change. I'm sorry, like I that like You can say, "Oh, I've changed so much. I'm this. I'm more mature." I'm sorry. The reason that you broke up is 99% probably still there. So that pissed me off. Like, you are an idiot, girl. Like you, and I also feel so bad for Fairy because I thought that he was gonna get just a little bit of a happy ending. Um, but yeah, I agree. So Sam, what are your thoughts?
I really like Sathya. I'm just like, why did why? Like they could have been fine. But also it's like, I don't know.
Maybe
I
we'll
don't
get
know.
another look from them. But it
Yeah.
won't be Crescent City. It will be like whatever some another city or underwater something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that we'll get more stories out of the world. But at the same time, I have closure. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah.
No. No, I do not have closure. I do
Like,
not feel closed inside. I feel emotionally wrecked, and there's too many things that I want to know. I feel like this is my soap opera.
yeah,
Like,
I feel like it's just like you want to spend time in this world with these people. It's just like fun and nice. Like this, you want the story to continue forever, but unfortunately,
I wouldn't mind a spin-off series. Like if you did like I know that they did Crescent City and the different houses and stuff, but I wonder if they'll do like some kind of like Ash was saying, like a spin-off, like maybe like the River Queen or like I don't know. I wouldn't mind those kinds like that kind of a spin-off. I think that'd be pretty cool.
All I ask is that they don't. I just saw the Akatar show was canceled.
Thank God.
And I'm like, I don't want them to turn these into shows. I don't want them to ruin these books for me.
Well, no, they can turn them into an animated series. I could deal
Animated
with that.
series I could deal with.
Oh my God, could you imagine
Show live action
Akatar
shows.
as a Disney style cartoon?
Have you seen some of the AI stuff for that?
Yes.
It looks pretty good actually. I would accept that. Oh.
I don't want it to end.
All right. I think all of us can state Bryce is the favorite character.
Yes.
I do
So,
love Bryce.
Okay, favorite male character. Sam.
Wait, why you gotta go to me first?
I Okay, Ash.
I'm gonna say, um, is it Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah, Hunt's partner.
Isaiah. And it's just because like I loved all of our MCs. But I'm going more side character of like that would be another really good like side spin-off is like seeing what the 33rd does like on a daily basis kind of thing. I feel like he's just like, what's happening? Okay, I'm gonna go that way.
I still stick to my guns that Nick is my Isaiah.
My Nick?
Your Nick is my Isaiah character. He's too perfect. 'Cause he's like he's professional, but he's got that jokester side of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
probably why
Yeah.
I like him, is because it reminds me of like Nick's fun banter towards everybody.
Yeah. I guess I didn't pick up on Isaiah's banter. Am I awful? Like I didn't like
no,
pick
You
up
were
on
like
it.
too focused on like what the hell is happening?
it's so short. We didn't get as much
I mean,
I,
Nick is my Hunt Athalot. Like that is like
he should be your Aunt Ethel.
yeah, like so it's hard, but yeah. Because Hunt is like so like he's a jokester too, and I think we see more. But also like Nick can be a bit reserved. Hi, I love you, babe.
Yes.
Nick can be a little reserved, and so can Hunt, right? Like so
Yes.
I think for me there's that. I
Can
think
we have Nick come into frame so
he
people
cannot because he's
understand?
just gotten out of the
No.
shower.
Oh.
No.
Never mind. Shirtless
I'll
boys.
send you a picture of him fully clothed so that you can see that he could be
Chris,
Athlete.
first Christmas together. Do you remember that? I'm
Yeah, and
sorry.
he did.
He was taking
The
off his sweatshirt and his t-shirt got caught, and everybody saw his abs, and everybody was like, "What?"
You don't remember the lip sync battle where him and Josh were stripping?
Yeah,
And
no,
Grandpa just is cracking up in his chair.
Grandma had a great time.
Uh,
Happy 1 year anniversary. Well,
oh
wedding
yeah.
anniversary. You've been together for 12 years? 12 years.
No, we've
10
been
years?
together for 8 years.
8 years.
When did we 2017, Nick? We started dating? Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I knew it was getting close to a decade.
Josh and I's 17-year anniversary is on Thursday. I think it's Thursday.
Wow.
Thursday or Friday. I've spent half my life with Josh. It's crazy to think of it like that. Like it
Wow.
goes by so fast. Like even wedding anniversaries.
Yeah.
I think
But
my favorite character is Rune. Maybe
mine too.
We
Therian.
love Rune. Like
I
there's
actually
so
I
really
many
love Therian
characters.
too.
I love
love
Therian too. I also loved oh my gosh, why am I bleeping on the cousin's name?
Declan? Flynn?
Oh, the one that died.
What?
which cousin? Which
Oh,
cousin?
Is it an L?
Cormac.
Thank
Ah!
you. Carmack.
Did you
Cormac.
just say yes?
Cormac.
Thank you. Tarmac.
Carmack. I was like, it's not Therion, Therion Tarmac. Oh my God. But his death was like so sad, but at the same time,
Oh yeah, I
he's
guess he died.
yeah, he got blown up at the beginning of the book. Or
Do
at the
y'all
last
feel
the
like
beginning
we
of his book.
needed, like, do you feel like we needed the Thunderbird stuff? Like we didn't,
No.
like I feel like
No.
we didn't need it.
I
No,
see
I don't think
where
it was
like
needed.
it came into play. But I agree. I don't think we needed it. I think that they could have just made
I feel like that might have been
Sophie,
another plot point that was cut from the book.
yeah. Because Sophie, they could have just made her another version of Angel. Like they could have just like an
They could
angel,
have
like
just left her as human.
yeah. Or
Honestly, I think a bigger twist would have been is like she
well,
actually was like part of Steri. That would have
well,
been a
they
bigger
needed
twist.
her. They needed her for the plot twist of Hunt's lightning. Like they needed that for that for the Princes of Hell. They needed like a tie-in saying, "Oh well, we had one experiment, the Thunderbirds, and they were killed off, so we created you." Which I'm
But then like
still
what's Orphean doing now? Like
Yeah.
it's just I'm not sure. I think we probably could have found a way to kind of connect it all without any of that,
Yeah.
yes, I
personally.
agree. I
What
think
would you
that they
guys
could have stood
rate
out.
this book and what would you rate this series?
You guys.
Book I'd probably do an 8,
Maybe
seven
out of
and a
10 or
half,
out of 5.
8. Then
Out of
see
10.
the
Okay.
series, yeah, the series is a 10 out of 10. Um, but I feel like there's parts of the book that could have been left out that just kind of like to advance other things that would have been better to have. There's like the Thunderbirds. Like, what the hell do the Thunderbirds have to do? Like after the Hunt Athlete, oh, like we had a side experiment, but they didn't do so well, so we created you. Like that was like 3 sentences we did not like. It wouldn't have, didn't matter to the storyline other than Cormac's love for Sophie. That's it. Which they're both dead, so what doesn't matter? Um. So yeah, but Sam's just like, I'm sorry. I'm
But
just like,
everyone
what did?
said so what matters? I think I would rate this book an 8 out of 10. The series overall, I think a 9 out of 10. But I think I would also like rate book 1 a 10, book 2 a
Yeah.
9, and book 3 an 8. And
Yes.
I could be a little biased because I'm sad that it's over. Um, but I just remember book 1 just being like completely enthralled in this new world. I loved the way she described the characters. I loved that we're seeing characters from literally, well, now we know they're from different planets, but um we're seeing characters and different types of beings, which was really fun and modern. It was just like it was awesome. And I loved it. And I loved that through the whole series. And I think I might be a little biased that it's just over. So maybe revisiting it, but an 8 is still like really, really good. I think for me, the ending The ending also was kind of just like felt kind of just like, okay, we gotta end it.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it
how
was
I
Um,
felt
cut
too.
off. Like it was closed, but not fully.
yeah.
And I've had time to like stew on my. So this book was the one that I had the hardest time putting down because I just wanted to know what was happening next. Especially in the beginning with the boys being tortured and Bryce and Valaris and stuff like that. So I'm like 8.5, 9 for the book, 10 out of 10 for the series for sure. Just because it was a series that I could not stop talking about. And same with the other two books, I would say probably 9 or 10 ranking. So
What about your spice ratings? I'll rate this book first two out of 5 star spicy.
I
Yeah, I
agree.
think
Like three, I would say pushing a 3, like 2.5. And some port, like the first book, zero spice, big fat zero. Um, and yeah, I would say like 2.5 between the other two books.
I think overall series is a 2.5. Book one was obviously a 1 star. Book two was like a 4 star. Book three went back down to like a 2.5. Overall rating for the spice or the hot or what was it? I had a really funny thing. The hot tamale ratings. I'm
It's
giving
2 star spicy, but white people can eat it. You know what I mean?
yes. Yep. Yep.
So, yeah.
I
Ah,
literally recommended the
hopefully.
first book to somebody who wanted to get into fantasy reading, and I was like, no spice in this one. She hooks up with a bunch of people, but no spice. Um, I was like, so it's like you're good, you're good. And then the second one I was just like, I probably should
My
finish the second one before
mother-in-law,
recommending.
my mother-in-law who listens to the podcast asked for a book recommendation, and she was like, I I was like, oh, Crescent City. And she's like, can I listen to it with Mike in the car? I'm like, Mike is my father-in-law, by the way. And I was like, the first book, yes. Second book, no. And then she was like, what about the Akatar? I'm like, you could get about 90% in the first book.
First,
But
no,
I would
first
go with
book,
Crescent
yeah.
City first. I would go with Crescent City because my father-in-law enjoys like sci-fi, fantasy, mystery. So I'm pretty sure he would enjoy the book too.
I feel like also we should like knowing how the story ends and stuff. Definitely read ACOTAR before Crescent City. So that's one thing I'm gonna recommend to people, knowing what happens in the books. They need to know.
At least before you get to the third book. You could read the
Yeah,
first two without the others.
yeah,
Yeah, I would agree. I think knowing who Nesta is and knowing them a little better, has a like deeper meaning.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, ladies.
It's so sad, but what's our goodbye thing, Ash?
My friends are with me, and I am not afraid of what comes next.
I am. That's girl
Light
what
it
page
up.
you
Light
are.
it up.
Light
Light
it
it
up.
up. So, but yes, this is girl what page you are on.
What?
I can't even talk. I'm so upset. This is the end of season 2, which is Crescent City. And I'm so sad. I'm so sad. But I'm so relieved because I want to enjoy our summer. But hopefully Ashley and I will do a couple after she moves to North Carolina. We'll get to do a couple in-person stuff. And to anybody that's listening, if you want to join Girl What Page You on podcast for a book, please let us know. We are taking, I don't want to say recommendation
We're
or like,
looking for people to talk about books and
yes.
join us in conversation.
Yes, because this is book club and all of you are obviously a part of it. So we want you all to have the opportunity to come on and voice your opinions. So, but until next time,
We have to
Did
call an
you
emergency girl. What page you
heard?
on?
So we just finished recording the last episode for Crescent City.
like
Hop
20
on
minutes
social
ago.
hop on social media. First thing that pops up, Sarah J. Maas releases Confirmation Crescent City Book 4.
Right there, people. So we're not done. We will return.
Are you guys
Caleb, this is the
excited or
pick me
what
up that
now?
Caleb's literally crying.
I needed something. It's been so hard, and I have been so depressed leading to this video.
Like, you will see it in the video. Both of you guys were just so sad. Just so sad.
You good?
Now we have a pickup.
You can come say hi.
Oh,
But we have a pick me up.
sorry. Hi. I have a meeting.
Hey.
I'm so happy. Crescent City. Woo! Yeah. I'm my Crescent City girl. Stand up.
I'm gonna say you're looking sharp, Nick. Looking sharp.
Yeah, he's Isaiah.
Yes, he is.
Isaiah
Yes,
vibes. Isaiah vibes
Yes.
for sure. Babe, you so handsome. I love you. Babe. Babe.
Tell 'em about Guy.
I'll tell you guys a story in a second. I don't know if it's for the internet. It's not for the internet. We're recording, but it's fine. I'll tell them later. Sorry, listeners. Tune in, whatever. No.
To book 4.
But I can't believe, like, literally we stopped. You guys FaceTime me. You're like, did you see our text? I'm like, oh, I'm like making dinner. I'm like, what is happening? This is very exciting. Obviously I will join you for Crescent City Part 4. What do you think we'll have to do like a longer version of this. But just
Yes.
very like who do you think is gonna be outlined in it?
Therian.
Oh my god. Ooh, Varian would be good. I feel like he's the only one that we didn't get.
Maybe Rune and Lydia.
Maybe Rune and Lydia will have babies. More babies.
I don't know, but this is like Christmas all over again.
Guys,
This
it
is
gets
so
better.
exciting.
We have Akatar 6 coming out.
Yes.
And now we have Crescent City 4.
It's about
and-
time.
I will be on the same time zone as you.
We might be able, depending on when these all come out, if we meet for Christmas or Thanksgiving, like we're trying to, we could do a lot, like a special together episode. Oh
It
my
could
God,
be
you have no
epic.
idea.
The
I'm
stars
excited.
are aligning. Because ladies like calls to like.
Yes,
Like,
thank
calls
you.
to like,
Uh,
light
Oh.
it up, baby! Woo! Crescent City
Wait,
4.
hold on. Is memento mori? That's the phrase that's on Bryce's back, isn't it?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
Because in Latin, it's something else and it's very dark. I just found this out. Sorry, this is side quest chat. I meant to talk about this earlier, but yeah, memento mori in Latin is like something of the death. Which I thought that was weird because like in our book, memento mori is like love. Through love, all is possible.
Through love, all is possible.
Yeah, but in real life in Latin, it is not. It is something very dark and gloomy.
My dinner is burning. Memento mori.
Okay. Memento mori. I love you all.
Go
Stay
enjoy
tuned,
your balls.
everybody.
Bye!